Hello from the Big South Network studio in Charlotte. I'm Mark Bryant. This is our 2018 football preview. Very happy to be joined now by Brian Bohannon, coach of the Kennesaw State Owls. Welcome, Coach.
Glad to be here.
You are coming off of a season that any coach would just die for. How do you follow that up? Expectations are so very, very high this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was a good year last year and exciting for our team and our community. I think I think the internal expectations have all been very high since we started the program. I think where it's changed now is the external expectations are there, and I think that's the big difference our kids are going to have to learn to manage and deal with. But we've wanted to be a championship football program from day one, and we reached that goal with the Big South, but we didn't reach that goal of having an opportunity to play in January. So there's a lot left out there for us to accomplish.
Let's break it down a little bit and go inside the team here. Talk about what we expect to see on the offensive side of the ball. A lot of experience there.
Yeah, we got a lot of guys back. We're looking at the board. There's a lot of kids that have been in the program for 3 or 4 years that'll be back. I think solidifying some things on the offensive line is going to be critical for us. We lost a couple guys that played a lot of football for us. So solidifying some things there, but you're going to see a lot of familiar faces in Chandler Burks and Jake McKenzie and Darnell Holland and Shaq Terry and Justin Sumter. From a skill standpoint, it's going to be a lot of the same guys we play with, which hopefully we can even be a little more consistent at times at what we're doing with that. So, we should have some continuity with some guys that have played. I think it's going to be up front on the offensive line is going to be the key to how far we can go offensively.
Okay, let's go ahead and flip that and talk about the defensive side of the ball. Some stars and standouts on that side for you as well.
Yeah, we got some guys back. We've lost 5 of 11 starters. There's some holes to fill, especially in the secondary. There's going to be 3 spots in the secondary that really all have new starters. Both our corners will have never played college football at Kennesaw State. We've moved a corner to safety, and obviously having Bryson Armstrong back is going to be huge for us, a heck of a player. Hopefully he can have another outstanding year. That'll help all of us. And then we lost a linebacker and a defensive end that have played a lot of games for us. So there's a few more things that got to get solidified on the defensive side of the ball. And that was probably our strength week in, week out last year was our defense, and hopefully we can get back to that.
The turnover plank. Personality of its own, life of its own, a whole evolution there. Walk me through that and where are things with that today?
Yeah, so, I didn't know anything about the turnover plank. And all of a sudden, one of our walk-on receivers who's playing some corner now, he picked up this piece of wood down at spring break, and I think it ended up in our locker room and ended up out on the field early on. I think it was Gardner Webb the first time it made a little bit of an appearance. And I think at the time it was just, if you made a big hit or a big play, then you got this. Really, it was a piece of wood with some eyes and a mouth on it. And then what happened was we got to Montana State. And obviously playing out there in some different conditions, a different environment. And, Taylor Hinkle, our starting safety, who intercepted a pass to seal the game. The plank was out there. They grabbed Taylor. He grabs the plank. He's got it up in the air. And there becomes the turnover plank in itself. And the plank is taking on a life of its own. The plank gets dressed on our owl walk. He puts his coat and tie on. He does it all. And I had to get a lot of this from our kids because I didn't even know what was going on. But I think at the end of the day, our kids are having fun. And as long as they're doing the things that we ask them to do and they're having fun, well, I think that's what it's about.
Well, as you look across the schedule for this year, and I know no one likes to mark games or weekends or circle things on the calendar out in advance, but are there particular points in the schedule where you're like, we need to establish something here, or there's a particular rival here? I know on the flip side, everyone's gunning for you now. You're the target.
I think you just said it right there in a nutshell. When we started this thing, we kind of wanted it to get to a point where people recognize us a little bit more, and I think we've garnered that, and that comes with a lot of responsibility. That's not just something you. So now I think our kids are going to have to learn to handle a little more responsibility and maturity, and getting ready each and every week to go play our A game.
Excellent. That's perfect. And we certainly wish you the very best this season as you go through taking everybody's best shot, as you said. Coach Brian Bohannon, the Kennesaw State Owls, getting ready for 2018. This is our preview of football in the Big South.